Yeah. Oh yeah.
We are to have any semblance of awareness.
Peace, unity, and welcome my conscious and unconscious family and friends. This is the all-new Village Community Podcast, and I am truly your host of the show, JC, aka Afro Black, dropping nothing but the raw and uncut, without any fear, as I use my mic as a spear to chuck you with liberated truth. I am your host and your native soldier in the struggle. My purpose and mission for this show is first to enlighten, inform, and engage. And I want to engage with all who claim to know the truth. All truth seekers and my native family, I welcome you. This show is dedicated to all our indigenous native ancestors and to all those who've carried the mantle of truth, and to every person with the ability to throw off the chains of comfortable habit and unwarranted assumption and move in a new, liberated direction that is guided by truth and observational evidence, no matter where that direction may lead you. My main objective and purpose here is freedom, mind, soul, and spirit. That being said, welcome to Village Community Podcast, and much love from our great universal goddess and mother of all, living here and above.
DC in the house.
With your host, JC, aka Afro Black. The spear chucker that shut you down, you sucker. Yeah. Oh yeah. This is girl Shot Blast and I'm back in the building. Ah. Hey.
Come on. Like that, be like that.
Hey.
Ready to fight back, ready to fight back.
Hey.
But they don't like that, no, they don't like that. The power be in my people and power strike back. Yeah. No, they lied and they cheated. Saw the juice, we believe it. If the crook was a cook, we never look, we just eat it. They got us like paraplegic, frozen, stiff and depleted. Body back by the waist, our history we repeat it. Yeah, they don't like the Kennedys. We all public enemies. The progress satanic, tapping into our energies. They will super soaker, call themselves black and noble. Their position is global, so my transition is vocal. It all start with the churches. Killer bees be the workers. Missionaries, they carry the wickedness to usurpers. You know they hate us and bait us. Then they miseducate us. Religions intimidate us, so we worship and invade us. They imbue to embed it. Bloodline is pathetic. Loyalty to the royalty, second cousins to wedding. Guillotines to behead them. Yes, the queen has said it. Elohim's the legend. Awaken sisters and brethren. I know you like that. Yeah, we like that. Ready to fight back. Ready to fight back. But they don't like that. No, they don't like that. The power be in my people and power strike back. Yeah. Freedom.
This is how we ride and roll. Soldier for life for sure. Hey, everybody. This is JC, aka Afro Black, and you are here at the Village Round Table Talks. And I know I'm a little late. I was trying to get my sister on, Divinity Mott. She will be on, join me, regardless if you have to join me. You know, if she has to call in, she's had some issues with her microphone when it came to joining me as far as on the live part, but we're going to get it together and she will be on to drop her insight and her wisdom here on the Village Round Table Talks. So I am JC, aka Afro Black, your brother from another indigenous mother, here to drop nothing but raw and uncut indigenous truth. You feel me? Doesn't matter if it's historical, political, or religious. We're here to drop nothing but the raw and uncut. Do you feel me? No shaking and baking, no adding and taking, but just dropping nothing but the truth to everybody. So we all know true history, true politics, regardless if it's corrupt or if it's good and divine. We want the truth. That's what I want. I want the raw and uncut truth. You feel me? If it's gonna hurt, I want to know the truth. If it's gonna make me feel good, I want the truth. You feel me? And I believe everybody wants the same thing. Do you feel me? So today is a continuation. You feel me? This is a part 3. Wait, I believe we're part 3. Yeah, part 4. You feel me? Of American Indian matriarchy and religion. You feel me? American Indian matriarchy and religion. I know the week before last, the Sunday before last, I was talking about and I was explaining to everybody and showing historical proof that our people, just like Christians use the cross as an image for their religion, our people had the sun. You feel me? The sun. There was 2 metaphorical images that they used. They used the sun and fire. You feel me? The Natchez, the Cherokee, the Chickasaw, the Choctaw. These, what they call so-called black, and I'm saying the term so-called black because we're not black. The copper-colored tribes of that time used the sun as an image of the creator. They used a fire that they kept burning eternally. Why? Because the sun is eternal. Do you feel me? The sun is burning and the sun is shining, regardless if it's dark on this side and sun shining on the other side of the planet. Do you feel me? Regardless if it's here, right here in North America, then it's shining somewhere else in Africa or Europe. And then when it's not shining over there, it's shining over here. Do you feel me? We know what's popping, how that goes. Do you feel me? So when and another reason why I'm sharing this information with everybody, because I think it's important for us to make to make real decisions on what we're doing with our spiritual life. Many of us want to reconnect spiritually with our ancestors, with our culture. You feel me? And so the only way we can reconnect with our culture on a spiritual level is to know what they were doing, to understand and comprehend what was going on, because our people had their own ceremonial practices, their own healing processes, the way they healed through herbs and spiritual healing. Our people understood that when you healed somebody physically, you healed them spiritually. When you healed them spiritually, you healed them physically. You feel me? And so the things that we know today, and we don't understand the past, because many of us who are on this path and journey of learning who we are as indigenous people, many of us don't understand the spiritual concepts. Many of us just want to, we want to relate right now. And that's because we're on this journey and we're growing. And in the process of growing, we're enjoying learning much of our indigenous ancestors' history, which connects us to our history and connects us to our ancestors. But when it comes to the spiritual side, there's so little information out there. Do you feel me? So much misinformation out there. And I'm going to tell you why. You should know why. Number one reason, the Europeans, their main agenda when they came over here, other than stealing resources, is they wanted to convert our indigenous ancestors to their dogma, to their indoctrination, to their religion. And as a result, they didn't understand what our people was doing and didn't give up. They didn't care. They didn't care what our people was doing. They didn't like it because it wasn't what they were doing. So they demonized it, like they do everything still to this day. They demonize one another. When you go into a church, you will listen to a pastor stand on the pulpit and condemn other Christians, condemn other churches, condemn other religions, call them occults and all types of things. Do you feel me? So they still demonize one another and everybody else, just like they did when they came over here in the 14th, 15th, and 16th century. They demonized what our people did. And I'm going to tell you one of the things our people did. And, I was breaking things down. When I said I'm going to break these things down into a 3-part concept, let me go on over here and show y'all a little something. You do, you feel me? Throw this on the screen right quick. Let my people know what I'm talking about. You got to understand where I'm coming from and what I'm talking about. Do you feel me? Let me put this up here. Okay. Now, I'm pretty sure anybody who's connected, anybody who's watching the Village Roundtable Talk right now on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, you can see this. Okay. Let me go on over here to it and let you see what I'm talking about here. Okay. Now, I said I was going to break this thing down because I understood that it's going to take me a while to explain what I want to explain to everybody so they can see what I'm seeing when it comes to our ancestral historical past on what they did and what they worshiped, who they worshiped, and why they worshiped. As Europeans say, when you read history, they said they worshiped the sun. They didn't literally worship the sun. They saw the sun as the image, no different than Jesus on the cross. And you see people wearing crosses and Jesus's on their neck. You see people wearing fishes, you know, the fish symbol on their neck, the dove symbol. And these are Christians wearing these things. Why? They'll tell you to me, I don't worship this fish. I don't worship this dove. I don't worship the cross. Jesus is metaphorical. Well, the sun was metaphor. And actually, the sun symbol meant more to our indigenous ancestors than I believe Christians do their symbols. I'm gonna tell you why. Because they woke up every day giving honor to the sun. They woke up every day seeing the sun, recognizing that the sun was the most powerful thing in the sky. It gives all life to earth and everything that lives on earth. They understood that. They accepted that concept that, wow, the great creator is giving us life every day. The great creator is feeding plant life and feeding animals every day, regardless if it's on this side of the hemisphere or on the other side of the hemisphere. And if you think our ancestors didn't understood that there were other people in other places, well, again, you know, as I say, they don't tell us much about our ancestral history. They do too much manipulation. So I want to break this down into three categories. What did they worship, male or female? Neither. Or a female goddess. I want to, we're going to talk about that. The next thing, I'll probably talk about this next week, but I'm talking about this right now. I'm on what did they worship? Do you feel me? Okay. Who did they worship? A supreme creator, God, the supreme creator goddess. And what was their name? What was the name of the goddess? You see this right here. We're going to talk about this right here. I'm pretty sure y'all see this name right here. You feel me? We'll talk about that when I get to that. And then the last thing I want to talk about on this subject matter of American Indian matriarchy and religion is why did they honor and worship the deities that they did? Do you feel me? So that being said, let me go on to the next thing that I want to show you guys. You feel me? You feel me? I want to show y'all this right here. Let me go on over here. Get this off my screen. Okay. Oh, it's not there right now. Oh, there it is right there. There it is right there. Okay. So let me take this down right here. Let me bring in this next one I want to show you right quick. I want to start the podcast off with this, but I'm going to have to do it like this. You feel me? Oops, no, not that one. Let me put this up here right quick. Okay, y'all see that? Now, this is a chief from during the times, I believe, when I was reading, when I was doing some reading on it, was a chief from during the times, I believe, around the 15th, 16th century. Let me see. His name is right here. Let me show there. Okay, there you go. This is his name right here. You can go look this chief up, okay? But as you notice, when you look at the chief, they got him sitting in a royal chair. You see the sun symbol right here. You see the sun symbol. Do you feel me? There's the sun symbol. Okay. So let me go on over here and let you see, and let me make my point that I'm trying to make to you right here. So let me take this down. Let me take this down, and I'm going to put this up right quick. Okay. Because I want y'all to know what I'm talking about. Do you feel me? I want you to understand this like I understand this. I want you to see what I'm talking about. Do you feel me? All right, now this is on the Natchez. Now, the reason why I'm talking about the Natchez is important. The reason why, because I just told you this whole subject matter is on the Southern Indians. Let me take this off. When I say the Southern Indians, I ain't playing with you. You know, the Indians that lived in the South. Let me go back. No, right. Where's it at? Right. Where's it at? I want to show you. There you go, right here. Okay, let me put this up. All right. Again, like I say, I'm not talking about all the indigenous tribes of North America. I'm only talking about the tribes that my people were connected to, the tribes that I see walking up and down the street every day. Do you feel me? People who don't even know who they are, but they know. But I know that if they from here, their grandmama, their great grandmama, their great great grandmama, their grandpa, their great great grandpa, their cousins, then they just like me. They're American Indians and they don't even know it. How can you care about something you have no concept, no understanding, no perception of, because you know nothing about, because you wasn't raised to know? Do you feel me? So again, look at these tribes right here. Look at these tribes right here. Let me go over here. Look at these tribes right here. The Chickasaw. Now, this was during, these tribes were here settled right here around the time between 17 and 1800s. Okay? But they were here way long before then. So I'm just showing you a map that's of the tribes that were settled in this right here, the southeastern part of our country, North America. The tribes that were settled right here at that time, those that were in this part of the South. Do you feel me? The Caddo, the Chickasaw. You see the Chickasaw right there, the Caddo, the Cherokee. That's my ancestors. My grandmother was full-blooded Cherokee. Do you feel me? And Blackfoot Indian. Okay. You got the Yuchi right here. These tribes were all next to each other. They knew each other. They were familiar with one another. And they got along prior to Europeans coming over here. Didn't mean that they didn't have subtle issues. Didn't mean they weren't working things out, but they weren't killing. They weren't warring. They weren't shooting one another. Do you feel me? Europeans came over here with gunpowder and whiskey. Next thing you know, our ancestors who settled things in a more civil manner were literally slaughtering one another. You feel me? They talk about Indians scalping people. Indians didn't start scalping people until white folks, Europeans, started scalping Indians first. Europeans were scalping Indians first. Let me go back to my point here. Again, look at this map. If you look at this map right here, you see the Caddo right here. You see where's the Natchez at? The Chickamauga, there you have right here. The Yamasee right here. The Creek right here. There's the Natchez right here. The Natchez right next to the Tensa. They right next to the Chickamauga. Do you feel me? See, these tribes were all next to each other. So some of this information, when I talk about our people, they called our people sun worshipers. I showed you. Let me go on over here and show you something else right quick. I ain't playing with you. I want y'all to know what I know. Do you feel me? I want you to research, and so somebody can share with me where I'm going wrong at. Do you feel me? Let me pull this off, and let me go on over here to the next one. I want to show you. Let me take this off. I want to show you something else. I said our people. They called our people sun worshipers. I ain't playing with you. Okay, let me go on over here and show you. I believe I touched on this last week and the week before last. Let me turn this down some more. Matter of fact, let me put it on something. Let me put on something much better. There you go. All right. Let me start it over here on page 127. Okay. And this book, if you want to know what this is, let me tell you what this is, and you can go read it yourself. Mound Builders. Okay, the book is titled Mound Builders, Edgar Casey's Forgotten Record of Ancient America. Let me make it back big again. 127, starting up here right here. Listen to what this says right here about our people. Do you feel me? Look, this is in right here. This goes on, it says the numerous regional names used to describe different variations of the culture. Classic Mississippian sites typically have multiple temple mounds, conical burial mounds, and plazas. The mound complex served as the center of a busy city. A high wooden walls plastered with mud is usually erected around the entire city, or at least around the most important temple mounds in the central city. Surrounding the city were large agricultural areas where corn, beans, and squash were cultivated. The flat plaza at the bottom of the gigantic temple mound served as both a primary meeting place as a game, as the Mayas did. Let me drop on down right here. In recent years, right here. I want to right here where it says atop the most important temple mound at each site, a sacred fire was burning at all times. Yeah, didn't I say that fire was a metaphor image as our people saw? Why? Because the sun is a giant ball of fire. I'm pretty sure y'all said, duh. Yeah, duh. I'm saying duh to myself. There you go. Real talk. See? The sun is a giant fireball. So they saw fire as a connection to the sun. Do you feel me? Because what do you need at night if you ain't got a light bulb? They didn't have light bulbs. But well, if they did, my point is this. They used fire. You feel me? So they saw fire as a connection to the great sun. Atop, and then it says what? The religious, political, and day-to-day life was centered on the great mounds. The ruling chief was not sometimes. I want you to know it says sometimes right here. This right here is a mess up right here. It says sometimes. No, he wasn't sometimes. The ruling chief was sometimes called the great sun and was revered as a deity. The title was bestowed upon him based upon his lineage. That's because you had to have a son mother. Let me go on over here. Let me go on over here to page 139 of the same book. I want y'all to check this out. I'm just reminding some people of some things that I read. Look here. I just said that the chief had to come from a son mother. The mother, yes, because remember I told you, I said the week before last, and the first one, the first show I did on this subject matter, I said that our people didn't worship God from a masculine perspective. No, they didn't. Our people did not worship God from a masculine perspective. No, not like we do today. They saw God from a feminine perspective. Just like they saw the woman, that's like the woman herself, the indigenous women were the physical personification of the Great Spirit Mother, not Great Spirit Father, like we're told today. That's a lie. They lie to us. They lied to us. Let me look here. Check this out. Casey descriptions of the caste system in the Gobi fit the Mississippian era mound builders quite well. It is known that the king or queen was called the Great Sun. Listen to what it says. It says king or queen. What? Yes. A queen could rule without a chief, without a king. What it said, it is known that the king or queen was called the Great Sun and was seen as a deity. The Great Sun was ruler and was carried around on a platform. Didn't I just show? Wait a minute. Let me go on back over here. Let me go on back over here and show that again. Wait a minute. What was that I showed? Wait a minute, right here. Let me go back over and put that back up. Huh? Did you hear what I just read? Okay, I had it on. I'm gonna put it back on the screen and read it again. It said that the ruler was carried on a platform. You see this right here? What is he carried on? Let me go back over here to the book I was reading, okay? Let me go back over here to the book I was reading, okay? Okay. Back up and put this back up. All right, back to my point again. Let me finish reading. It's all right. It says the great sun ruler was carried around on a platform, seated on a throne. I showed you that, seated on a throne. All right, that means that great sun did not necessarily have to be a man. Yes, when I was doing my research, I found out that a great sun mother, as a ruling queen, did not have to have a nobleman. She could marry a commoner. You know, we're using that term today. I'm pretty sure they didn't have a term commoner and noble, but he didn't necessarily have to be born of a queen of a sun mother. She can pick whoever she wanted to be her mate. But the seat was always filled as a ruler. That queenship was always filled with nothing but a queen mother. No common woman. No, you had to be a sun mother, coming from the bloodline of a sun mother. Real talk. There we go again. Let me finish reading this right here. It says, well, I just wanted to show that right there, okay? And he says, in addition, they lived atop the high flat mounds in huge temples, okay? But let me go on over here. What I really want to show you, I want to read this about the Natchez again. And as I was showing that map, they were all living around one another. The Cherokee, the Natchez. Remember, I just showed the Cherokee were considered sun worshipers. Let me put that back up, okay? I want people to understand where I'm coming from and what I'm talking about. So let me go on over here again. Let me pull this up. Right again. All righty. As I was saying, they all lived next to one another. And they weren't living next to one another. You got people who will believe that, oh, they live next to each other, but that don't mean that they agreed with each other's religion. Yes, they were. The Cherokee were called sun worshipers. Why was the Cherokee called sun worshipers if the sun was not their symbol? Huh? Let me read this right here. All right here. Father Bird says the Canadian Indians among he labored, they believe in a God, so they say, though they cannot call him by any name except that of the sun. Now, I want you to know, no matter when you doing research on indigenous Indians, especially when you looking up their practices and customs, they try their best to leave the women out. Well, I mean, anybody who know, I'm pretty sure a lot of my brothers and sisters out there know who've done their own research know. They know this. I know brothers and sisters who know this. Ones I know who've done their research, who are researchers, like Dan Calloway. I'll give it up to those brothers. Aboriginal power. I give it up to those brothers who out there working hard, out there grinding, out there to drop this raw and uncut truth. Do you feel me? Huh? Tasha X, do you feel me? Sisters out there grinding hard to drop the raw and uncut and share it with the people who don't want to hear the truth. A lot of hard heads out there who don't care about this truth that we must know, must embrace, and must walk and talk to be a unified people. We're not going to be a unified people until we embrace who we are. Stop being black. Stop letting these people call us African. Stop letting them call us black in color, and let them call us who we are. We are the original indigenous Americans of this country. Real talk. So let me tell you, continue to read this. He says they believed in a God, so they say. This is this priest, this father, this Christian man. The Father Bird says the Canadian Indians among whom he labored. They believe. What was he doing among them laboring? What was he doing? Trying to convert them. They believed in a God, so they say, though they cannot call him by any name but of the sun. When the Jesuit asked an Indian priest about their rights, the priest replied that when they were in great need, he put his sacred robe and turning towards the east said, "Our sun, our God, give us something to eat." Do you feel me? Huh? Did you catch that right now? He was talking to the sun. Huh? He saw the sun as the image of the great creator. Let me go on down here. Look, let's check out this one. This Indian, like others people, pictured a God after his own image. Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he? This Indian, like others people, pictured his God after his own image. His deity, we noticed, was somewhat identified with the sun. Do you hear me? Right there. There we go. Huh? People, you want to know what this is? Where I got this, what this book this come out of? The idea of God held by North American Indians. You can go check this out. Go check it out yourself, huh? You Christians, go check this out. I'm saying you Christians because the week before last, I had a couple of comments down below in my YouTube comment, and I can tell they both were Christians. They were both upset because I was saying that the indigenous Indians, my ancestors, the Cherokee, the Natchez, the Caddo, the Chickasaw, the Choctaw, they saw the great creator, the supreme God, and not that they saw God as the sun. That was the God. They saw the sun was the eye of the great creator. They saw the sun as the eye, and they saw the creator from the feminine divine. They didn't see the creator from a masculine perspective. I want you to know many of these historians put in what they won't put in. They didn't like that. They hated it. I call them female haters. Come on, you got to go back. You got to realize these people came over here. These Europeans who came over here in the 15th, in the 16th century were avid Catholics. They were avid Catholics. What was the Catholic Church doing prior, even during and prior to the 15th, 14th? We can go on back to the 10th century, the 11th century, the 12th century. We can go back to the 9th. They were torturing their own people to become Christians. They were torturing, doing heinous, torturous crimes to people. Let me go on down here and read this right here. Look what he says. The sun deity was thought. Let me go right here. This paragraph right here. If you're wondering where I'm at, I'm reading this one right here. The sun deity was thought to have used the things even. See, he's gonna call it. Let me not go into that one right there. All right. I can just go. You know what? Right here. The sun was especially prominent in the worship of Southern Indians. Wait a minute. You see that? The sun worship, especially prominent, was what the sun. The sun was especially prominent in the worship of Southern Indians. Southern Indians. Wait a minute. Southern Indians. Who are these Southern Indians? Let me go. Let me go back. I showed it before. I must show it again. Huh, people? I mean, where's it at? Where's it at? There we go, right there. Let me show it again. The Southern Indians. What Southern Indians is he talking about? He's talking about these Indians. He's talking about there's the Natchez right there. There's the Cherokee right here. And if you go back and research this information, especially if you go talk, look, I would encourage anybody to go do research and go check out the Natchez wars that the Natchez had with the French. And you'll find out that the Natchez, when they won the first war, beat the French up. But the second time they had a war with the French, they got beat up, and the French took, I think it was the Spanish, took their lands, took the lands from the Natchez, pushed them off, and tried to kill them, wanted to annihilate them, wanted to basically take to the mountains where they didn't exist. What no more Natchez? Guess where you think they went? It says they ran and they became a family with the Cherokee, became family with the Chickasaw, who protected them. Huh? Why did they protect some people? Why would they protect some people unless they, not only because they were neighbors, but they had to have some commonalities. They couldn't have been enemies in any way to protect them. Well, you know what? When you go do research on the Chickasaw, like I just did, find out what was they doing, what was they honoring, what was they worshiping prior to European contact. You'll find out. I got some information right here. I'm gonna show you some more of it. Let me go on over here and show you. I ain't playing with y'all. I ain't playing with you guys around here. Let me read this to you. I got this Natchez article I want to read on the Natchez right quick. Okay, check this out right here. This is on the Natchez. Native American life for the Natchez tribes was primitive and communal. Boy, these people primitive. These people crack me up. The social structure of the Natchez Native American tribe was organized by a caste system which drew from religious beliefs and classified individuals as sons. You see that S right there? As sons. S-U-N-S, not S-O. That means a female was a son of the Natchez. She was a son. S-U-N-S. Okay? It says they're nobles, honored people, and commoners. They were all called sons. The most important members of the tribe were the peace chief, named the Great Sun, his right-hand man, the war chief, and the 4 clan mothers. Yes, the 4 clan mothers. You couldn't be a chief without the blessing and without the clan mother saying, "Oh, you're knighted a chief." I'm using that word knighted as an example. I don't know what they did, but it had to be verified by the four clan. They had to okay it, or you was not a great son. It wasn't happening. Okay. She was all the 4 clan mothers were the very ones that can also take the chief down. They were also the ones that had the power over the war chief and told the war. If the great son chief told the war chief to go to war and the clan mothers said no, the son mothers said no, they went nowhere. Okay. All right. Again. And okay. It says, and the war chief and the 4 clan mothers, the chief was determined. The chiefs, with an S, the chiefs were determined based upon their social status of their mother at birth. What does that mean? They had to be okay that they came from a son mother. You heard it. So again, the social status of the mother at birth. Natchez were considered hierarchical. Based on the peace chief's name, the Great Sun was always the son of the clan. Based on the peace chief's name, the Great Sun was always the son of the clan mother known as the female son. There we go right there. Let me read that again right there. The chiefs were determined based upon the social status of their mother at birth. Natchez were considered hierarchical based on the peace chief named the Great Sun was always the son of the clan mother known as the female son. Also, the female's son daughters would be the mother of the next great son. So you could not be chief unless you came through a son mother. That means that mama was important. That mama, that woman, that sister, that aunt, those women of that clan were important. I don't see any men having babies. I don't see any men producing men. So that tells me that these women were more than just child bearers. If you could not rule the people, you could not sit on a throne unless you came through a son mother. That son mother had to be more important than just, see, if you leave it up to Europeans, if you leave it up to white Americans today, oh, she was just a birth canal. No, not to the indigenous people. I'm sorry, miseducated, chauvinistic, penis head European white man. I'm sorry. No. Well, anybody who refused to accept raw and uncut truth, indigenous historical truth from the perspective of indigenous people, that is a bonehead. That is a bonehead. You can't listen to a bonehead because a bonehead ain't gonna tell you the truth. They'll bend the truth, lie about the truth, take stuff out of the truth, misrepresent the truth. Why? Because they don't care about the raw and uncut truth. The only thing they care about is their ego of what they want things to be, regardless of how it really is. Or again, this is the village roundtable talks. We drop nothing but the raw and uncut truth here. Okay, so you heard it right here. Also, you heard it right here. A chief could not be a chief unless he came through a son mother. I want you to also know, and I also read to you that not always a man chief was ruling the Natchez people. The queens could rule without a husband, and the queens did not have to have a son, a husband as a son, born of a son mother. Again, yes, let me say that right. A queen who ruled. Say this woman, there was no men, they was all women, or whatever. The clan mothers didn't like the men. They were not in the clan mothers' eyes, in the clan mothers, the four clan mothers, in their divine wisdom, they saw no men worthy to be the great chief, the great son chief. Then guess who ruled? That queen, that clan mother. Not the clan mother, but the queen that was up, who was up next, or whoever who was already there, she ruled. And if she wanted a husband, she could pick any husband, but he was not going to be the great son chief. No, he wasn't. There was only her, the great son mother, who ruled the people. And they don't talk about that. There's a lot of information that they don't want us to know about. Let me go on. It says also the female son daughters would be the mothers of the next great son. This made sure that the chiefs was always male. That's not true. That's a lie. This right here is a lie. That is not true. They did not always make sure that the son was male. That is a total lie. A son mother could rule without a husband. Well, you have to explain to me. I can show you. Let me go on over here. Let me just put up some more information. I ain't playing with y'all. See, these people, you know what they do with our history? The one thing they do, because they see they figure we're not going to research. They figure we're not going to research. They don't want us researching. Why you think they're starting to lock everything up? You got to pay to get in, and they want watch. The next thing they're going to do is raise the rates on what it costs to become members of these book places so that you can't get the information. They don't want nobody reading this. They assume nobody's going to do any real research. Okay. But see, they're fooling only themselves. Okay. Let me go on over here. Matter of fact, let me go on over here. Right here. Let me go on over here. I'm going to read something right from, yeah, I think this right here is good. This is about the Cherokee, my ancestors right here. Let me read this right here. You see, and I'm gonna tell y'all something else. Anybody out there, if you don't know it, they put a lot of our real stuff that our ancestors did, a lot of their religious customs, and they got it titled under mythology. Well, you know, everybody know in this country, people don't take mythology serious. They assume that mythology is just something that's made up, a comic book type of information. It's not any real information. But I want you to know, if you go look up ancient mythology is based on history. When you talk about Hercules and Zeus and Ares and the god of war Ares and Diana and all. When we talk about these Greek gods, which they actually are nothing but Greek versions of the Egyptian gods, you'll find out that these people really worship these people. Wasn't no joke with them. Was not no joke with them. You feel me? It was real. They had temples erected to these gods. These Greeks did. They had temples all over erected to Zeus. Temples all over erected to Diana and Hercules. So we call it mythology, and we're taught that mythology is not real, but it was real to the Greeks. What we call it mythology amongst the Egyptians, it was real to the Egyptians. It was not no cartoon stuff to them. No, it wasn't. You get hurt back then messing with disrespecting their God. So check this out right here. I want to read this right here. It says Cherokee mythology is hinged on solid beliefs about totemic spirits that were said to have created the world. Also, these spirits are believed to be the initiators and givers of dreams, visions, signs, and many others. The Cherokee people believed in the first earth came to be as a result of a little water beetle, which came down to the sky from to the earth. The earth at this time was surrounded by water, hanging as a result of ropes tied from each cardinal point. Okay, now let me go on down here. Let me drop down. Let me drop down here. What says the Cherokee mythology is based right here, you people. I'm starting right here. Okay. The Cherokee mythology is based on spirits who are responsible for signs, dreams, visions. The center of Cherokee mythology is the goddess of the sun. The center of Cherokee mythology is the goddess of the sun. So I just told you, if you go check out the Natchez Wars that they had around the 16th century with the Spanish and the French, the last war which moved them off of their homeland and ancestral homeland in the Mississippi Southern Basin, you'll find out that they ran, when they lost that war, that last war they had, they ran to their brothers, the Cherokee, the Chickasaw. And I'm going to tell you, the Chickasaw also, their god was a sun god as well. Okay, the sun goddess, not God, goddess. I'm saying it because whenever somebody hear the term God, the first thing they think is a male, though the word God is universal for male and female. But I'm gonna say it raw and uncut, goddess. Okay, you see it right here, the center of the Cherokee mythology, and this is before European contact. You'll never notice today. You go check out anything these Cherokees today are putting up on their ancestors. They're hiding this. They don't want nobody knowing this. You go over there and you go to a Cherokee's website today. Doesn't matter what branch of the Cherokee it is, Southern Cherokee, Northern Cherokee, Cherokee of North Carolina. It doesn't matter. Go check out their websites. They got on there that their God before European contact was Yahweh. That's not true. That's not true. That stuff didn't happen until after the Cherokee was branched out due to European interference, where they split up. One went this way, one went that way. Then they changed a lot of things. And then you had Europeans joining the Cherokee people. Look, they messed things up. Before Europeans came to this country, before Europeans ever set foot on our land, the Cherokee people, their goddess was this goddess of the sun. And her name is right here. You see it. Unilanuhi. Unilanuhi is said to be the all-knowing, all-wise, and generally the commander of the earth. Did you see it right there? You heard it, okay? I didn't, that's what it reads right there, raw and uncut, okay? You heard it. I'm gonna say it again. The Cherokee mythology is based on spirits who are responsible for signs, dreams, and visions. The center of the Cherokee mythology are forget mythology. Forget this word right here. Forget this word of of putting down what our people did, or trying to degrade what our people, trying to minimize or small or make it like it's nothing what our people did. I'm gonna say it like this: the center of Cherokee spirituality is the goddess of the sun, and her name was Unilanuhi. Much honor to Unilanuhi. Unilanuhi is said to be all-knowing, all-wise, and generally the commander of the earth, the supreme God in so many words, people, raw and uncut. Give it to you just like that, okay? Raw and uncut right here on the Village Roundtable Talks. Do you feel me? Now, my sister, I started my show late, okay? I started my show a little late today, about 15 minutes late when I got in, and it was due to the fact that I said earlier, my sister was trying to join me, my sister, Divinity Mott, and I hope she'll call in, because her mic is still off. I can see her, but she can't. That's the problem she's having, getting her mic cut on. So she's having problems with her laptop. But we're going to get that worked out. So by the next time when I do my next session on here, my next show, which will be the Sunday after next, she will be on, and you guys will be able to see my sister. And so we're going to talk about it, because to me, it's always good to have a female's perspective. Why? Because I'm talking about something that was started by women. Yeah, you heard that right. I'm gonna tell you right now, all the names of the tribes, the Cherokee, the Chickasaw, the Chickahominy, all the names of the tribes of the Southern Indians, these were given by mothers. These names were given by mothers, the clan mothers, the same clan mothers that you couldn't be a chief, you couldn't be a war chief, you couldn't be a community chief, you couldn't be the head chief unless you came through a clan mother, unless you came through a son mother. The same mothers that, and the same women and the same wives that owned the land. The same women and the same mothers that owned everything in the house. And when you married her, you left your clan and you came and became a part of her clan. And they want us to believe, these European invaders want us to believe that these people prior to European contact, well, you know, they did have strange way of worshiping God, and they want to label that under animism, which is another lie, because if you understand animism, which is only means that everything has life, but that's not what their religion was predicated on. It was not predicated on animism. It was predicated on the fact that they understood spirituality. It was predicated on the fact that they understood that the most in touch, spiritual, connected being on this planet is a woman, is a female, which male and female come through to exist on this plane of existence. They understood that. They knew that women can touch the divine, can touch the depths of spirituality and tell them what they need to hear, what they need to know. Because a woman is sensitive to that. She's not only sensitive to her children, sensitive to her family, but many women, not today's women. You got a lot of women today who are and who are learning to be. But I'm talking about our ancestors back then, because they were all reared and raised in these teachings. The women taught the women. The women taught the women. The mothers taught the young women. The young mothers taught the children. Taught the female children what their positions, what they were supposed to do, what their responsibilities were as a mother, as a woman, as a young woman, as a spiritual woman, as a leader. They're leaving this information out, people, because they don't want us knowing. Now, the only reason why I know what I know, the only reason why I accept what I accept is because when I came out of Christendom, yeah, you heard me right. The word is a real word, Christendom. Go look it up. Yeah, Christendom. Yeah, I'm adding instead of the D-O-M, if you go look it up, I'm putting, something else on there, dumb, okay? When I came out of Christendom, one of the first things I endeavored in was research and studying. I wanted to know the truth. I started studying not only Christianity. I was studying Hebrew, studying the religion of the Hebrews. I was studying everything that I could study and learn about religion and about history and about culture. I wanted to know it. You feel me? And so when I got in tune and in touch with my mother, my aunties and the women in my family. And they look, you are an American Indian. You ain't no African in you. Stop. Let all that stuff go. And I started endeavoring and diving into learning prehistory, paleo history, Neolithic history, ancient religion, Paleolithic religion, Neo-Paleolithic. I wanted to know the truth. And when you go look up the truth and you're going to find out the truth, you're going to be shocked about what you find out if you care about truth. If you don't care, you're not going to be shocked because you're not going to care. You can't be shocked about anything you don't give a damn about. But if you care about truth, you're going to find out. And I was shocked to find out that prior to the dominance of male religion that we see today, Islam, Christendom, it doesn't matter, over there in India, it doesn't matter, Buddhism, Hinduism, it doesn't matter. It's all been patronized, people. And I use the word patronize. Yes, I mean it in a bad, in not a good way. Some people say, oh, you mean this? That don't even make any sense. Yeah. Patriarchal. Everything, they want everybody to be patriots. Huh? Patriotism, huh? Predicated on war, predicated on dominance by men, controlled by men. If a man ain't in control, something is wrong. That's a lie. There's a lot of men that shouldn't be in control. There's a lot of men taking positions they shouldn't even have. But I'm going to tell you again, when it comes to our people and the spirituality of our people, what matters is the truth, not us making up truth, which these people who conquered our people and conquered our land, that's what they've been doing. That's what they still doing, making up truth. This is why I like Brother Sanchez TV. That brother be dropping the raw and uncut. He tell you these people be making stuff up. They so smart, they stupid. I say that because they think they're smarter than everybody on the planet, but they're not. They capitalized off of everybody else's stuff. When it comes to technology, when it comes to spirituality, when it comes even to religion, they've capitalized off of everybody else's stuff, and specifically what women have done. Specifically what women have done. What do you think the first thing they did when they came over here and started converting our people to Christians? They broke up the clan mothers. They didn't like that because the clan mothers had more power than the men. The clan mothers had more power than what they called the elder men. They didn't like that. Europeans didn't like that. And so played with the ego of our people, cultivated and fostered the ego in our men, in our ancestral men. And then the men gave in to these Europeans to restructure their communities, restructure the system within their communities, restructure the way their communities were originally set up by their ancestors to make it more appealing to Europeans. And we're still doing that today. we got people still doing that still to this day, appeasing Europeans, appeasing European Americans, rather than standing up for truth. Instead of being who they are, being what their ancestors were, they demonize their own people based on ignorance and fear. Real raw and uncut. I can't help myself, people. I gotta be raw and uncut about it. So that being said, I got some more information. I want to share, people. Let me share this right quick. Okay. All right. So let me. Oh yeah, I'm gonna play this. Let me put this up right quick right here. All right. What time is it? Okay, it's about time for me to head out of here, but I'm gonna head out of here a little after 4 because I got in here a little bit late after 4, before 3. So I'm gonna continue this right quick because I want to share some more information, people. Let me put this up here, my thing. Let me put this up here right quick. Okay. All right. All right. You can see this right here. Now, this right here I don't want to go through all that again because I've already read that where it says the Natchez Indians were among the few Native American tribes in the southeastern United States that retained a central political system well into the historical period. Their society was hierarchical, and with the Great Sun serving as the tribe's supreme leader. The Great Sun was believed to be the divine ruler who held eminent power over his people. Okay, we know all that. Okay. But I want to read. Excuse me. All right, I'm gonna go away from that. I already read that. Already read that. All righty, here we go right here. Let me turn this up.
Oh yeah. Yeah. 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 Oh yeah.
All right. I wanted to read a little bit of some of her
Yeah.
about Uni La Nuhi.
Oh yeah.
Let me read this. All right, people. Let me turn this down. Let me read this right quick, people. I'm pretty sure everybody can see this right here. All right. This is the Cherokee sun goddess I'm reading about. Okay. Uni La Nuhi, meaning the all maker. Huh? The all maker or the apportioner in Cherokee is the revered sun goddess who brings light, warmth, substance to the world. Unlike sun deities associated with the destruction of Uni, what's associated with destruction, Uni La Nuhi embodies nurturing and life-giving power, like a woman, huh? Like a woman, huh? Yeah, yeah, because she is a woman, right? Right. Okay, let me read that one more time. It says the Cherokee, huh? Uni La Nuhi, meaning the all maker or the apportioner in Cherokee, is the revered sun goddess who brings light, warmth, and sustenance to the world. Unlike sun deities associated with destruction, which she's not like that. She's not she's not associated with destruction. Uni La Nuhi embodies nurturing and life-giving power, known also as Unet La Nuhi. Excuse me, Unet La Nuhi. She is the supreme creator and life giver in Cherokee mythology, not Cherokee mythology, Cherokee spirituality, credited with fashioning the world and maintaining cosmic harmony as the deity of time. Wait a minute, I think I see somebody in my. It might just be my sister. Let me see. Let me open this up right here. Hello. May I ask who's there? Is that my sis?
Yeah, it's me. I'm here. They'll go difficulties and trying to set my the volume up and all these things. I have to download some more software.
Yeah, that's why I said I need to get to your computer. I can hook it up and have it going, and you'll be able to do anything you want on it when I get done with it. But yeah, was you sitting long? Was you sitting there long?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I got caught up. You see, I get caught up. You see that, right?
Right, right. It's okay.
Okay, you
It's
got an
just
echo going on too. I can fix that too. There's a way you can fix that. Now my queen is
okay.
calling me.
Too.
Hold on for a minute, sis. Hold on for 1 minute, okay?
Okay.
All righty, that was just my queen telling me she on her way home from work. All right, yeah. So you know what? Again, let me bring you heard me doing all that talking. Go ahead and tell the people your
Uh-huh.
perspective, sis. Go ahead and give your perspective of what's going on here. Let me yeah, go ahead. Drop some divine wisdom on everybody.
Okay. I just wanted to give some insight on um the perspective that if there is a God, a physical God, that it is female. And as you read in the book of Genesis, uh, that it says that in the beginning God created man and woman, and that woman came from man. But if you look at nature and how everything evolved, and then you understand the woman's body, you will understand that we are the reflection of nature. And I just like to read a little of this information if I can, like 2 minutes
Go
or
ahead.
1 minute.
Yeah, go ahead. Do your thing.
It says, yes, and I like how it starts off, right? Because the Bible says in the beginning, right? And I like when it says here, it says in the beginning was a very female seed. For 2.5 billion years on Earth, all life forms floated in the womb-like environment of the planetary ocean, nourished and protected by a fluid chemical rocked by a linear tide rhythm.
Mm.
It's believed that the miniature cycle originated here, or organically echoing the moon pulse of the sea. And because this longest period of lifetime on Earth was dominated by marine forms producing parthenogenically. He concluded that the female principles was primordial. In the beginning, life did not gestate within the body of any creature, but within the ocean womb containing all organic life.
Mm.
There were no specialized sex organs, rather, a generalized female existence produced itself into the female body of the sea. Before more complex life forms could develop and move on to land, it was necessary to miniaturize the oceanic environment to reproduce its own a small and mobile scale. Soft, moist eggs deposited on dry ground, and exposed to air would die. Life could not move beyond the water hugging amphibian stage. In the course of evolution, the ocean, the protective and nourishing space, the amniotic fluid, if I said that right, even the linear tide of rhythm was transferred into the individual female body. And the penis, a mechanic device for land, reproduce and evolve. So I just wanted to read that small paragraph right there. It's kind of explaining at the beginning how everything evolved
Mm.
in a female like womb, and everything that was nourished and everything that developed came from the womb of nature. And the nature, and it goes in telling how nature created uh, amphibians, it created animals, and it went on to create humans, and it all started in a womb-like ocean.
Mm.
The womb-like, when they say womb-like, they're talking about the chemicals and the organisms in that's in the ocean, right? That's controlled by the moon cycle. It's the same cycle, which is the menstrual cycle, the ministration cycle of a woman, and the the same molecules in the organism that's in the ocean is also inside of the womb, like of the womb environment where the fetus is evolving. So there are
Wow.
similarities and there's a connection and there's a reflection of the chemicals that helps develop the fetus that's in the woman's womb. It's the same chemicals that's in the ocean that develop nature into what it is today.
Wow. And so basically you just breaking down how by breaking down on what you just broke down is showing how the earth itself is like a woman's womb that gives birth to everything.
Yeah, when you break down the anatomy of the what makes up the earth, when you go start and when you get into the atoms and the molecules that makes up the universe, you will find out science has put these molecules and atoms together and found out that we are of the same substance. The universe is just eight protons, eight neutrons, and eight electrons, and the human mind body is made of six neutrons, six electrons, and six protons. And then the physical body are made of the same minerals that came from the earth. So, in knowing that, we understand that we have evolved from nature, and the nature beginning with a womb-like environment.
I mean, I'm sorry, sis. That also clarifies some of
Uh-huh.
the indigenous stories that our ancestors told when they say we came from the earth. We came forth from the earth. When Europeans was questioning a lot of our indigenous ancestors about where did you guys come from? Where do you guys come from? Well, I mean, did y'all start over here? I mean, where did and I find that quite odd because people ask that question, but I don't hear nobody asking Europeans where the hell they came from. Did y'all start in Europe, or did you come from another universe? Where did you come through some portal? Where did y'all come from? So they told our ancestors, the Cherokee, the Choctaw, all of them. They said we came from inner Earth, and we were led to this earth that we're on right here. So it's kind of wow. This is why I said I needed.
And this is why,
Go
and
ahead.
this is why our ancestors gave, I would say, almonds, and they gave respect to nature because they understood that nature was a reflection of their own creation that they're creating themselves when they created man and woman. Only woman can create man and woman as we see today. Women is what bringing into this life, into this portal, male and female, and the earth, the mother earth, are also creating male and female organisms and other substance. So there is a reflection there.
The only thing I trip off of is when it comes to people when we're talking about stuff like this, uh, these patriarchal men, all right, who they're all always concerned about being left out. They're always being concerned about left out. And when you look at nature, nothing is concerned about being left out. Nothing is concerned about is this equal? Because nature puts everything where it belongs and everything operates accordingly. Because when it doesn't operate accordingly, things are thrown off. So, due to the fact that patriarchy, patriarchy, or the patriarchal mindset of a person who's looking at things from only one perspective, they're constantly concerned about being left out. So they're always concerned about this balance and this equal. We're, the man and the woman supposed to operate like this because when you do this, there's balance. No, if you shut up and listen to what this woman is talking about, if you shut up and just listen to what mama is saying, you will understand where your position is at and what you're supposed to be doing. They so concerned about taking lead. See, you ain't got to be concerned about taking lead. A woman wants a strong man. A good
Mm-hmm.
woman wants a strong father, a strong husband. But being strong doesn't mean that you take control. Being strong
Right,
don't mean you push her out the way and tell her what to do. See, this is what I'm saying.
right,
When it comes to the balance, these men are always dictating what the balance is. See? See,
right. And that what throws everything off. That's why we're in the position that we're in right now today as a society, because of man has took the matriarchy essence out of the system of the matrix that they have created. They have made a man dominant matrix. When I say matrix, I'm talking about the school system. I'm talking about the government. I'm talking about politics. I'm talking about religion. All these things was embedded into our subconscious to believe that God was a man first. But when you take all of that and you kind of put it in the back burner and say, you know what, I need to find out for myself, is God a male or a female? And then when you begin to look at the creation of God, because when God said He spoke in things into existence, that means God it's an energy, it's a female essence of an energy that reflected itself into a physical form. So when we look at the consciousness and the physical form of the consciousness and see the female essence in it and how it's still creating itself, then you'll understand that God had to be a female essence. The spirit had to be a female essence because it's projecting itself into a physical form. When you look at this physical form, which is an organism, which is the earth, and then you start understanding that we are of the same nature, then when you look at the woman's cycle, and then when you look at the cycle of nature, then you will see that it had to be a female essence, a spiritual female essence that projected herself into this physical form, that projected you into this human form.
Kind of reminds me of how when a woman is pregnant, right? The first time that baby hear a voice, she hears her mom. That baby, she or he, hears her mama's voice. That's the first voice that they hear. So when you talk about the word brought something into existence, it's like the mama bringing that baby into existence, and the first words that they hear, the first sound that they hear, it's the voice of their mother, even while they're in the womb of their mother's womb. When that mama speaks, when that mama rubs her belly, giving love to that baby in her womb, that's the first thing that they hear is their mama's voice. And that's also the next thing they look into when they come out their mother's womb. They looking not for daddy. They're not looking for anybody but who? Mama. So
right.
you're dropping the wrong. This is the reason why I say I had to have my sister on. Got to have her on. Got to get that link fixed or whatever's going on, so her mic fixed, so we can get her so she can be right next to me on this show, so everybody can see my sister. And she's dropping that divine wisdom that nature tells us who God is. This is the reason why our indigenous ancestors. This is the reason why the Natchez. This is the reason why the Cherokee. This is the reason why all the southern tribes, the Caddo, the Chickamauga, they understood that nature was a personification of who the creator is.
Right. And the thing is that people, through religion and the man-made matrix, which is one of the systems in the matrix, is religion. And because we have been indoctrinated with religion, it has programmed us subconsciously to separate nature from God. And even in your own Bible, it says that God spoke and it came into existence. In your own Bible, it says that God blew His breath into man, and into woman, and she became a living. He became a living soul. It also states in your own Bible that God created man and woman in His own His own image. So when you look at those three concepts, you will understand that everything is God. Nothing is separated from God. And God, when He spoke His own what? Word. Where do word come from? The conscious, the mind. So the nature of what you live in, nature is a consciousness of your own God. It comes from the mind of God. So you cannot separate the mind of God from its own creation. So we have to understand that this system that has been created by man, which is a indoctrinated religion, has programmed you and put you in a spell to separate you from nature, so you won't understand that God is the essence of God is a feminine energy. Because when you understand nature and its feminine essence of nature, you will see yourself, a reflection of yourself, and you will also see the reflection of yourself that's in God. Wow. The God is.
It kind of reminds me of how plants. You can't have any plant that's going to grow from another plant if you take without the mother plant. You need the mama plant. You need the mama plant
Right.
to birth it into existence. You need,
But they
yeah.
always say this. They always say this. They say that the man has the life because his sperm is life, and the woman has the seed.
But I
And
tell,
without the sperm, the sperm, the seed don't have life.
but see,
But
I'm
here to,
go ahead.
huh?
I want to only interject that.
Right.
I tell men all the time, you ain't got no seeds, you got sperm. And your sperm is nothing but the juice that came from your mama that produced you to keep the process going. I'll tell a man in a minute.
Right.
You ain't got no seed. The women, every woman have eggs in their womb. Every female has eggs in her womb. You guys got the eggs. You guys got the seeds.
Right. So basically they have been programmed to believe that that God is a masculine energy alone, and that woman came out of man. But in reality, when you understand nature and understand yourself, and that you're not separate from nature, and is when you start getting into the biological form and the ingredients that makes up the body and makes up the earth. Once people begin to educate themselves, and then they will clearly see that the essence of your creator was a female first, until patriarchy began to take over and crash down the matriarchy system. So they had to create a matrix or a paradigm to fit their intention, and their intention was to rule over woman, and to get you to believe that you are separate from nature and that you are not of nature, and to separate you from the essence of the female essence of nature, of who you truly came from. So once you educate yourself, this is what people need to do. They need to begin to read and educate who they are. So, but they settle for what? When they settle for what the Bible says, when they said the Bible blew breath and we became a living soul. They're not getting the dynamics and the ingredients that really make up the biological body. They're not getting the information of what makes up the universe, what makes up the planet. And because they are dumbed down, just understanding that God, just believing and not having the work, because it says in their own Bible, faith without works is dead. But they believe all they need to do is believe and not do the work of understanding that, hey, you are lacking knowledge. Even your own Bible said that you will perish through the lack of knowledge. So once you begin to seek knowledge, not just that Bible, but everything that consists of life, and everything that makes you who you are, then you'll start understanding that you were put under a doctrinated spell that was created through the times of patriarchy that got you to believe that God is a man, because they believed that man was supposed to empower to rule over woman. And this is why we are where we at today.
Real talk. Coming from the voice of the divine divinity, my sister of mine, dropping the raw and uncut here on the Village Roundtable Talks, people. She just dropped some real stuff. You guys we got everybody, all of us who care about truth, those of us who consider ourselves truth seekers, we got to continue to seek truth, and we got to care about the raw and uncut truth, not somebody's cartoon version or imaginated version because of their ego, because they want to bend truth to what they want it to be. We got to care about the raw and uncut. I used to be a serious Christian at one time. My sister was a serious Christian. My mother is still a Christian to this day. You ain't gonna take her Jesus from her. Ain't nobody trying to take Jesus from her. You can keep Superman if you want to. I don't want Superman. I want to be Superman. I don't want Superman. I am Superman. And the only way I can be Superman unless I come from a super mama. Now I know my mama is not a super mama because she won't let go what she doing. She's still my super mama. I'm still always love my mama. But the mama I became acquainted to, my wife, my wife, my queen, My son mother, my son wife. You feel me? So by me realizing who she is and giving her the honor and respect and love and putting her on the platform she belongs in my life as a queen, as a son mama, well, it allows me to be the great son king because she puts me there. She puts me in that position, not me putting myself in that position. My queen knighted me to be her king. Without her knighthood, I wouldn't be her king. And that's what these men need to recognize. You know, you can't even get your manhood unless a woman validated. Again, not one man can have his manhood until it's validated by a woman. And once she validated and put her seal and stamp on that on your stuff, now you're not a virgin no more. Now you're a man. So you still need her.
Right.
So it's time for us to wake up.
Right. But
go ahead, sis.
they feel like that they don't need to be validated by a woman, and this is why this homosexual spirit is consuming a lot of men out here. Even on these, I've been on different platforms and things like that, and a lot of men are not now transgenders and homosexuals, and and having husbands, and it's because what they have moved women out onto to the side and believe that they don't need no woman. They believe they can clean their own house, they can cook, wash their own clothes, all the things that a woman can do. A man would tell you I can do myself, and they don't understand. They are subconsciously and unconsciously have took the role of a woman, and not understanding now they are what becoming a woman themselves. When you take the woman and act like you don't need her or she doesn't exist or there's no importance of her and you don't see her value and put and let her be herself and you what understand your role, and your role is what is to serve your wife, and in turn your wife will serve you, and to honor her and know who she is and not trying to dominate her. And see that domination comes from the European what spell that makes you when you as you grew older, you've been taught through your parents and their parents have taught that the woman's supposed to be submissive. And see, and they don't understand where all of these things came from. These things came from this spell came from what? From slavery, when the Europeans wanted to what? They wanted to enslave people. They wanted to create a patriarchy that says, know what? Matriarchy does not exist. Woman is the weaker vessel. Women is supposed to be what? Submissive. And the thing is that how you know that we're going backwards? Because look, it's evil that's taking over. The opposite of life is what? Death. Evil, destruction. So when you look at life as a whole, you should know that something is not right with the dynamic and the root of what you've been taught. And you've been taught that God is a man, that the woman is the weaker vessel, and you guys are to what? Dominate over women. So now there's no balance. There's no balance in the home. There's no balance in society. There's no balance in the government. So we are falling.
You know that verse in the Bible where it says that the road that leads to destruction is wide, but the road that leads to life is narrow, and few there go in. You remember that verse?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that kind of speaks to what you're saying. And I say that because any man who was once a regular masculine man, and all of a sudden, due to whatever happens in his life, he transitions to being transgender, then that's who he is from his core anyway, or he's confused. I'm 57 years old.
Well,
let me finish. I'm 57 years old, okay? And I've never entertained being gay. I've never entertained, and I'm not saying that I am the answer or that because of me, that makes anybody else what they saying is invalid. I'm only speaking from my own perspective. It's not me. It's not if a man if I went to prison and got raped, You better tie me up because I'm going to kill whoever raped me, and I'm still going to love and bow down only to the female matrix. I'm only going to bow down to the woman. I'm not going to be the woman. I'm not trying to be the woman. I want the woman. I honor the woman. I love the woman, and I play my position that balances her as me being her husband, as me being a male. Because that's who I am. I'm a man. I was born a man. And so I don't understand. Where's the psychological confusion? The only thing I can say to this is this. This is the reason why we need women like you talking. We need more sisters like you talking that can break down the dynamics of what you're talking about. Because your culture tells you who you are. You feel me? Your culture will tell you who you are. You born a man, you're a man. You're born a woman, you're a woman. And a woman plays that role. Now, a woman who thinks she's a man, well, these women, who they are, now we know, according to indigenous teachings and history, women who played the role of a man, regardless if they knew they were a woman or not, they were called, what, dual-spirited? Hello? Hey, sis?
Mm.
You there?
No, I haven't heard it. Yeah, I'm there. I'm here.
Oh, I'm sorry. You lost for a minute?
Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm here. You hear me?
Yeah. No, I was saying that,
I'm listening.
You ever hear about the dual spirits? Where they say that some people are born with two spirits?
No, I haven't heard of that.
No, that was in many of indigenous cultures. You had gay people. I mean, gay people have always been here on Earth. They've always been here in many different cultures, even here in North America. And yeah, and Europeans used to kill those Indians that were considered dual spirited, who were gay. You feel me? There's a whole study and research I plan on doing on this subject matter. So I plan on doing a podcast on this as well. Like I said, I want to talk about the things that most people don't talk about. I want to talk about the things that some people are afraid to talk about. You feel me?
Right.
So,
right.
That being said,
but my perspective on that, though, can I say this right quick? Perspective, let me say this right quick, is that even though, okay, you saying that there's a such thing as dual spirit, and
yeah, I personally understand me. I don't believe that a man can be psychologically brought into being into a gay lifestyle. I don't believe that. I don't believe a man. You can't sucker me into being gay. I'm 57 years old. When I was young, when I was a teenager, that is not who I am. I'm not gay. I'm not a homosexual. I'm a straight man. I love, come on, I love pussy. Raw and uncut. You feel me?
So you have dominant men, though. You have different types of men.
That's why. Look, I know that. I know that for a fact. Doesn't matter. Being a homosexual ain't got nothing to do with rather if your outward behavior is feminine or masculine. It has nothing to do with homosexuality. What I'm saying is that people who are homosexual, I personally believe they're born that way. I believe you're born that way. Because and the reason why I believe that is based on the fact that life puts out all types of things. When you go to a fruit tree, some of those fruits are perfect. Some of those fruits have some things that's not the same as other fruit. You got two apples stuck together, and it's not normally normal. You ain't normally see two apples. You got one apple on one branch, but sometimes you got some things that are done a different way. Nature decides to do something different for a reason. I don't know why. So maybe people.
But can I say this,
as I said, many tribes called that lifestyle two-spirited people. That person was called two-spirited, and they were honored. They were respected. You feel me? So that was the culture here in North America that most people don't know about, and I plan on doing a podcast and talking about that. So I believe people, and you remember Nico. I'll talk about that then. I don't want to talk about Nico now, which was a good family friend of ours. Do you feel me? So, and our cousin Perry, we got relatives. I believe people who are gay, who are homosexual, who are transgender, I believe they're born that way. That's them. I don't want to condemn them. I don't want to put them down. I don't want to demonize them, because that's not my place to do that. As well as the fact that I don't want to demonize them because I don't believe they're demons. I don't want to put them down because I don't believe it's right to do so, because they're human beings just like me. As well as I believe that's their lifestyle, not my lifestyle. Get my drift? That's me.
Yeah.
So I don't believe that gay people is ruining it for nobody. I don't believe that the gay people are making people gay. That sounds crazy to me. I've heard people say that. Oh, they're making no. If
The
they no,
reason why I
wait a minute. I've heard
okay,
people say that.
I listen.
I've
Okay.
heard people say that. Yo, they making people. What? Get out of here! Ain't nobody making. If you doing that, you gay from the core anyway.
Don't let me talk.
No, I'm just saying. I'm gonna
Okay.
let you talk. I'm just being real with you. If you touch
Okay.
another man and you grabbing on his stuff, that's you gay anyway, dude. I got 7 sons.
Yeah.
I ain't never touched any of my sons like that. You couldn't convince any of my sons that dad is gay. They'd be like, "What? My dad? What? Are you crazy? My son will knock you. My son will try to knock somebody's head off." Go ahead, sis.
Okay. I don't know. I just like, okay, even though you're using our culture as the reason why you're saying that it came from nature. Just a yes or no answer question.
Are you asking me? Do I believe that?
Yeah, just a yes or no question.
I
Yeah.
believe
Do you
yes.
believe?
I believe that nature. I believe that nature can reflect even the gay. If you want to talk about the lifestyle of the duality of gay people or transgender people or bisexual people, I believe that nature does reflect that. Yes, and I can give it.
Okay.
I can give it examples of not only nature but animals as well as well as animals.
Okay.
So
So I need to know in nature where men can produce with another man. Because
no,
nature is
we're not
constantly
talking about.
producing.
I am not talking about the production part. I'm only talking about the gender part. See,
Well,
let
okay,
me
can I make
finish
a
answering.
point? Can I make a point though? You will not let me make a point.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Ah,
Go ahead.
okay. Okay. Now, when we talk about the Mother Earth and we talk about creation itself, creation was here to produce, to create. So that's one aspect of it, and it kind of goes against the the reasoning or maybe of why two men are together. Okay,
Let me say this, Bill, before we get
it
into
goes
it.
against the essence or the reason why.
I understand
Okay,
that. I
and then
understand.
another thing. Can I just finish my whole like little thing I want to
I
say,
just
and
wanted to
then
say
you
before we
can.
go deep into this, before you go any deeper into this, let me end the show and then we can talk about it because I plan on doing a podcast on this subject matter and we can talk about it even then. But I go here
Okay.
after you're done talking, I'm gonna end the show and then we can talk about it some more. And I plan on doing a podcast specifically on this subject matter. You feel me? Because I've heard the whole drill about human life is supposed to match nature, and nature produces, cosmos produces, and when you got two gay people, you're not producing. And I heard the whole spill on that. So
Biological. See, I want to get into the biological essence of it. The
and it's,
hormones, the biological temple. Wait a minute, and the mutation.
mhm.
The reason why this is going on. When
All
we
right.
start going into the Anunnaki, the beginning when these other human like people came to this earth and began to mutate cells. It didn't come from nature. This mutation of men thinking that is natural to be with another man has a lot to do of mutation of the cells because it's not natural.
I personally don't believe it's a thought at all. I think it's a mindset, and I believe those people are born that way. And I understand what you're saying,
Right.
but I want to end my show, and then we're gonna talk.
Okay.
I want you to stay online because I'm gonna end my show, and then we're gonna continue to talk about this. I'm gonna do a podcast specifically on it, and I'm gonna bring my information. You bring your information, so we're more prepared, and then we can
Okay.
talk about it with other people. We can talk about let everybody hear it then, because it'd be more organized then. You feel me? But
Right.
this
Right.
podcast subject show was also, I want everybody to remember, was about American Indian religion and American Indian matriarchy and religion. And this was a this was a part 3 or part 4. I can't remember right now. So I'm going to end the show. I will be back the week after next. Me and my sister, I appreciate my sister joining me. She will be here hopefully the week after next as well online with me, and she'll be able to join me and everybody can see her. Everything will be fixed and everybody will be able to see her. So I'm going to end this show. I appreciate you joining me, sis. I appreciate anybody who's watching or anybody who uploads this and listen and check it out, please check it out. I will be back on. My whole point again, it was to show that our people, our ancestors, the indigenous people of North America, specifically the Southern Indians, prior to Europeans' contact, and when the first Europeans contacted our people in the southern or southeastern part of the Mississippi Basin, all those Indians over there, they worship the feminine divine, and they worship their metaphor and their image for the feminine divine was the sun and fire. Well, because it appeared to them that the fire was an aspect of the sun. I can see that connection. So I'm going to end it on that note. I will be back. This is JC, aka Afro Black, here, host and moderator of the Village Round Table Talks. And I will be back not next Sunday, but the Sunday after next, sharing nothing but the raw and uncut here on the Village. I got to go, everybody. So on that note, adios amigio. And as I always say, may the great mother bring us together under the wings of her peace. And I love chicken, so love, peace, and chicken grease. I got to go.
Oh yeah. 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 Oh yeah. This is girl Shot Blast and I'm back in the building. Ah. Hey. Hey.
Come on. Like that, be like that. Ready to fight back, ready to fight back. But they don't like that, no, they don't like that. The power be in my people and power strike back. Yeah. No, they lied and they cheated, distorted truth, we believe it. If the crook was a cook, we never look, we just eat it. They got us like paraplegic, frozen, stiff and depleted. Body back by the waist, our history we repeat it. Yeah, they don't like the Kennedys, we all public enemies. The progress satanic, tapping into our energies. They will super soaker, call themselves black and noble. Their position is global, so our transition is vocal. It all start with the churches, killer bees be the workers. Missionaries, they carry the wickedness to usurpers. You know they hate us and bait us, then they miseducate us. Religions intimidate us, so we worship and invade us. They agree to embed it, bloodline is pathetic. Loyalty to the royalty, second cousins of wedding. Guillotines to behead them, as the queen has said it. Elohim's the legend, awaken sisters and brethren. I know you like that, yeah, we like that. Ready to fight back, ready to fight back. But they don't like that, no, they don't like that. The power be in my people and power strike back, yeah.
This is how we ride and roll. Soldier for life for sure. This is how we ride and roll. Soldier for life for sure. This is how we ride and roll.